heard a few people ask me about these headphones in a lot of the comments. So instead of all that information being lost in the comments, I decided to make this video. Now, there are a lot of differences between these two and mostly in the way they're tuned, but I'll jump into the sound in the sound chapter. And if you do want to know a lot more about these headphones, I do have in-depth reviews on each of them. So I will leave them down in the description below if you do want to watch that. So without further ado, let's jump straight into how these are built. Both these headphones do have neat finishes, but there are some differences between them. They both have a neat matte finish, so won't show scratches and scuffs anytime soon. The Live certainly does look more premium thanks to it having a fabric headband as well as a gunmetal finish in contrast to the matte black on it. It does have a conveniently located USB-C charging point on the lower part of the left ear cup, whereas the Tune has the USB-C charging point located on the right ear cup under the yoke, so it is a little out of the way when you want to charge it. They both have tactile buttons, but the Live does get some touch controls on the right ear cup, which is nice to have. Comfort-wise, they both have a similar clamping force on my head and sit quite firmly, so have never felt like they'll fall off. But where the biggest difference is in the ear pads. The Tune has smaller ear pads, so if you have large ears, it can feel like they are more on your headphones than over your headphones. The Live's pads are wide, so fit over my ears quite comfortably without having the need to keep adjusting them to feel comfortable. Both have some form of memory foam pads which have some amount of bounce back. The Live does take longer too because it's slightly softer than the Tune. And both sets of headphones do collapse inwards, so if you're traveling, they sit quite comfortably on your collarbone. Both these headphones come with Bluetooth version 5.3 and have tactile buttons, but the Live does get touch controls as well. They both have active noise cancellation, and if you do want to control these a little bit more, you can via the JBL Headphones app. The Tune certainly doesn't get as much of control as the Live, but you get what you need really. You get ambient control with active noise cancelling, ambient aware and talk through mode, a manual EQ and different presets for different tunings. The voice aware feature for when you want to hear your own voice played back to you in real time during any phone calls, smart audio for when you want the highest quality codec to be used, and smart video for when you want the quickest latency for absorbing visual content. Then you can play with the left and right balance, choose a voice assistant, activate your voice prompts and choose a language. Toggle the max volume limiter, which caps your audio at 85 decibels, which is nice to see JBL using on all their products now. You get an auto power off option, and you can go into the support section to set up your headphones, see the manual or reset to factory settings, and see what software your headphones are on. And the Live lets you play around with your ANC. You also get adaptive ANC, ambient aware and talk through mode. You get Personify, which does a listening test so you can personalize a sound profile just for your ears. You get a manual EQ and presets you can play with, a low volume dynamic EQ which works really well. Spatial sound is much like 3D sound or spatial audio and has 3 profiles you can choose from. Gestures will let you customize your gestures with the tactile buttons and touch panel. Voice aware plays your voice back to you when you're on a phone call, so it seems more natural. Smart audio ensures the headphones play back the best audio codec to you, and smart video reduces latency for visual content. Audio play and pause I use regularly just by removing the right ear cup off my ear and placing it back on. Personal sound amplification will let you hear people near you while conversing with them, and you can boost the gain as well as play with balance here. You can play around with your left and right bias here and activate your voice assistant here. Voice prompts can get switched on or off, and you can change the language as well. The max volume limiter caps your audio at 85 decibels, which should ensure your hearing safety over longer periods of time. You get an auto power off option for when you want your headphones to shut off if they aren't receiving any signal. This is a good way to preserve battery, and you get the support section for when you want to go through the manual, set up your headphones, reset them or check your software version. When it comes to the active noise cancelling, both of these are very good performance. In fact, I don't really have any complaints about them, but only when you sort of pair them up or put them up against one another, you can see the subtle differences. So the AC droning noises or fan motor noises, both of them eliminate very well, but the difference is in the mid-range. So a lot of engine noises, the constant droning of an engine noise, or even fan motor as well, it's very subtle, but the Live tends to mute the mid-range a little bit better than the Tune for certain. So if you are a stickler for ANC, you might want to lean more towards the Live. And the other thing is, where the Tune only has the active noise cancelling option, the Tune has an adaptive setting. So even if you don't want to use the adaptive, which sort of calibrates itself depending on the noise around you, you can go into the manual section and play with the gain with the active noise cancelling, which is of course a neat feature. And these microphones that do help with the active noise cancellation also do contribute towards helping with the environmental noise cancelling for any phone calls you want to make. So if you do want to see how this will, or should I say these headphones will sound in a busy environment, there really is only one way to show you how. So I'm calling you from the busy street that I do all of my call tests from, just to give you a sense of how much of an environment these headphones are going to be battling. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of two-wheelers, four-wheelers, three-wheelers, and you will also get the occasional pressure horn from a truck going past. And there is some construction work going on behind me as well. So I have been on the camera microphone all this time to give you the sense of the environment noise around me, and I'll switch over to the Tune 770NC right about now. So this is the overall vocal tonality you can expect to carry over to your recipient through these headphones. In fact, I was quite impressed to see how this sounded in my recent in-depth review about these headphones. And uh, it's not really about my opinion right now, because this is where you are sitting in the reviewer seat. So you get to judge whether or not you do like this vocal tonality being carried over, because this is how your voice will carry over to your recipient. You are sitting in the recipient seat right now. And uh, uh, I do like how it sounds, but you'd be the best judge to see how this does manage. Now, in the in-depth review, I do toggle between the ANC modes in order to see if there is an added strain with the ENC on and the active noise cancelling algorithm being activated and toggled with. So if you do want to see that, you can head on over to my in-depth review to see how it performs. But for now, I will switch over to the JBL Live 770NC right about now. So this is what the 770's microphone will be able to do with carrying your voice over to your recipient. And again, you'll be the best judge to see whether or not you do like this overall vocal tonality being carried over to your recipient. And of course, if you do want to see my in-depth review, I do toggle between those ANC modes to see if there is a bit more of a strain on the ANC and ENC algorithm when those microphones are trying to do everything from the ANC to the ENC as well. So if you do want to check that out, I will leave both these headphones reviews down in the description below. So I do hope that this demo has given you a better understanding about both of these headphones, and I will see you back at the studio. Both these headphones come with 40mm dynamic drivers, support the SPC and AAC codecs, and have a frequency response of 20 Hz all the way up to 20,000 Hz. But it is the Live that changes its frequency response when it's on its wired mode. On its wired mode, it has a frequency response of 20 Hz all the way up to 40,000 Hz. And speaking about their wired modes, both these headphones are fairly easy to drive with a very easy to drive low resistance of just 32 ohms. On a volume front, both these headphones are fairly similar at about 50% volume, but when you start bringing them down to about 30 and 20% volume, they're bound to thin out. Now, where the advantage is with the low volumes is the Live, because it does have that low volume dynamic EQ. So when you switch that on, it tends to boost the highs and the low frequency as well. So even at lower volumes, you get more of a rounded sound, whereas the Tune does tend to thin out, which is expected, of course. And then when it comes to them getting loud, well, both of them do have a max volume limiter at 85 decibels, which is pretty loud. So I wouldn't recommend listening to these beyond 70 and 80% over a prolonged period of time if you do intend on preserving your hearing in the long run. But these do sound fun to listen to at between, say, 50 and 60%. Everything across the spectrum has a lot of energy at even about 55-60%, so it should be fine for most people. I myself tend to sit at a lower volume, maybe at about 40% or 30%, depending on my mood and the environment around me. But I think this should be loud enough for a lot of people. Some people have said that these aren't very loud headphones. There are other products that are louder at lower volumes, but it does have sort of, it's not a very linear jump in volume. It's fine till about, it's a slow rise in volume up to about 40% or so, but it's after 50% that the volume starts spiking a lot more. So I do see a lot of people listen to this at about 60 or 65%. When it comes to their soundstage, both of these are closed back headphones, so it will be, well, it'll be a smaller bubble than with open back headphones, and it does give you the illusion of there being a bubble, and maybe the sounds do come from where the ear cup sits outside of your ear, so about that wide, and it does sit on a horizontal plane, and both of them do have good left and right separation with a well-centered phantom channel. And on an imaging front, both of them are very good performers, but I am leaning more towards liking the Tune because it is a bit crisper or sharper in detail recovery. At least it seems so, because it doesn't have as much body in the lower frequencies. So those lower frequencies don't eat into a lot of the details that are coming to you. So if you do enjoy listening to a lot of nuances, both of these will do fairly well. You can zone in onto the finer details with both of these headphones, but maybe more so with the Tune. But at the same time, both these headphones are certainly not audiophile grade. So if you're expecting that level of detail recovery from these, I don't think you should. But if you do want even more detail, it's worthwhile using the cable with these. And one thing to keep in mind is both of these do have some form of DSP that is running when they're on. So even when you switch them off and it's plugged in, the overall tuning of them does change, and it will rely on the device you're playing back from. So if you do want to use these as high-res headphones, it's more the Live that's tuned for that than the Tune is. And of course, if you do have a high-res player, you should be able to benefit off of that more with the Live than with the Tune. The Tune 770NC does have a little more presence in the high frequencies compared to the Live 770NC. So percussive instruments do sound a little more vibrant with the Tune. The Tune is able to give you a slightly sharper presentation, which can at times sound sibilant, which can bother someone who is high frequency sensitive. The Live, on the other hand, is a lot more mellow in this range. The Live doesn't lose detail here, it's just a little more controlled here compared to the Tune. If by any chance you do want a little more crispness from the Tune or the Live, you do get presets you can play around with within the app, as well as a manual EQ. But I quite like how these sound straight out of the box with their own tunings. Listening to Dream Theater perform Hell's Kitchen, the Tune does seem to edge close to a fatiguing sound in comparison to the Live, since this track has a lot of energy in the higher frequency range. This will depend on whether you are high frequency sensitive or not. The Live, on the other hand, is a little softer in this range while maintaining good detail. I do find the Live to be more enjoyable, since this range on it is the right amount of enthusiastic. When it comes to the mid frequencies, there are subtle differences between these two headphones, but what is very clear is that it does lean towards two separate preferences. The Tune and Live both carry good amounts of detail in this range, but it's the Tune that does have a thinner approach towards this range. The Live has a more rounded delivery, so male vocals tend to have a more natural sound to them, whereas the Tune can sound a little nasal in this range with male and female vocals. The entire mid-range from the Live has a recess, whereas the Tune has more of a recess in the lower mid region with a boosted upper mid-range. Both these headphones maintain a good amount of vocal and instrumental separation for a set of wireless close-back headphones. Listening to Rewrite the Stars performed by Zac Efron and Zendaya from The Greatest Showman OST. Zendaya's voice is a lot more prominent here on the Tune because of its upper mid-frequency emphasis, and Zac's voice does tend to sound on the thinner side. But when you move over to the Live, both Zac and Zendaya's voices sound a lot more natural, despite that upper mid-range being more recessed than the Tune. Lower frequencies do have more of a difference than the mid-range between these two headphones. The Tune is very well tuned, so to say, to make sure that the bass doesn't get overbearing so it doesn't eat into the mid-range and details. The sub-low frequencies have a good amount of energy, while the upper and mid-bass regions are more recessed. But when you move on to the Live, the entire bass spectrum has a fullness and presence, almost as if it's the bigger brother to the Tune. Its sub-lows are slightly more emphasized, with most of its energy going towards the upper and mid-bass regions. It's certainly the more prominent performer in the bass, so I see a lot of bass heads preferring this tuning than the Tune headphones. Listening to Justin Timberlake and Chris Stapleton perform Say Something, the Tune is a very enjoyable set of headphones to listen to for certain. But when you move on to the Live, the lower registers are a lot more active with these headphones. It is larger here and can tend to eat into the mids and details compared to the Tune. But the largeness of the bass with the Live is certainly something most EDM listeners will enjoy. So to sum up, overall on a build front, I do prefer the Live over the Tune because it just feels that much more premium. I love that fabric headband it's got. The ear cups are larger, they're more comfortable. It seems like a softer foam that sits over your ears. The Tune does seem to sit over my ear, like on my ears slightly, not over them. So I have to keep adjusting so that my ears sort of gets tucked into the ear cups. So I definitely like the Live when it comes to that. And also in general, the Live does feel more premium because the headband is a metal finish, whereas the Tune is plastic. So and it does have touch controls as well, but that's something I should mention in the feature section. So overall, it is more premium. You do pay more money, but you practically get what you pay for. On a feature front, it's quite obvious that the Live trumps the Tune, because if you just look at the app alone, the amount of features it has, from the adaptive ANC to even the Personify for the tuning, it can change to really suit you. You can have a bespoke tuning for your own ears, and so on. It's absolutely loaded with features. So I'd say that the Live definitely takes that. Now, on an ANC front, it is slightly better than the Tune. I wouldn't say it's worlds apart, because a lot of headphones and earphones are doing a very good job now. So overall, I'd say the Live is slightly better. So if you are an ANC enthusiast, you can definitely go more for the Live than the Tune. And then coming to the sound, well, it's very obvious what these two headphones are about. I'd say if you do like more detail in your music with low rumbles in the bass, crisp highs, and you're okay with a little bit of sibilance, the Tune is the set of headphones to go for. It's not lacking in the bass at all. In fact, it's more sub-low frequency enthusiastic than sort of upper and mid-bass enthusiastic. But of course, you can tweak it with the EQ within the app or any third-party apps that you'd like to use. Whereas the Live, straight out of the box, it's very clear that it is a larger sounding set of headphones. In fact, when it comes to lower frequencies, this is very large sounding. In fact, it's got an accentuation, I'd say, from the upper to mid and even sub-low frequencies, because one of the first things that hits you is how big and heavy it sounds in the bass. So if you are a bass enthusiast and you have the budget for either or, I'd say definitely go for the Live, because it's definitely very bass enthusiastic. Now, because of that accentuation in the bass, it does eat into the mids and details a bit compared to the Tune, of course. But if you are an absolute bass head, I'm sure you're not so bothered about every little detail when it comes to the highs and mids. Yeah, the Live is definitely the way to go if you do like bass. So all in all, I do think that these headphones are pretty good value for money, depending on which one suits your taste, of course. So anyway, speaking about the price, at the time of recording this video, the Tune does have a maximum retail price of about 9,999 rupees, but it is being sold for about 5,999. Keep in mind, this at the time of recording in this video, it might fluctuate. Whereas the Live has a maximum retail price of about 14,999, but you can make it yours for just 11,998 rupees. So again, I'd say depending on what suits your budget, you'll have to see which one you like, because I don't see the same person enjoying both headphones. Or if you are a JBL loyalist, you can maybe keep the Tune for finer music, music with finer details, because it is a little crisper in the softer things like acoustics and all. The acoustic music, jazz, blues sounds a lot more fun with the Tune than it does with the Live, because of that emphasis in the bass. So again, you want bigger sound, you want bigger music, you go for the Live. So I hope you found this video helpful and informative, and I do hope that I've helped you make some sort of purchase decision. If you would like to help support the channel, I'm sure you know exactly how to. But of course, thank you for tuning into Paul's POV for some sound advice.